So starting from scratch, my usage to learn this isn't typically for making music, because it's for my brother, which is recording vocals. So here's what I know so far. There may be better ways of doing things. So I'll create a new track, call this music. Need to make sure that it's a stereo track, and that's that done. I know that I can change the colour to the track up here, or as I create it. I know to record in a track you have to arm it with the record. You can monitor it with that, and you can solo and mute. So they're pretty simple things there. These are my input channels that I can select from there. Pretty straightforward. So within reason, the way I would normally bring a music track in is I would normally go over to the browser. It's right hand side on here, but I'm not sure how you would bring music in from this side. I mean, I've gone for what I think is the obvious places like File, but I don't seem to be able to see the kind of hierarchy. It's in a kind of Studio One at the moment, if that makes sense. I need to be able to see my hard drive basically. So let's bring a track in another way that I've already done it. So song, import files, bring a track in there. Now the first thing in Reason is I would kind of select an area where I would want to crop it, and then I could right click and do this kind of cropping. So I don't see this similar thing, I'm sure there is. Split range, insert, delete time. Okay, so that done it. So that got that thing out of the way. The next thing is I need to make an audio track. This is going to be a mono. It's going to be for mic. This will be like track 1 for singing. And I'm going to want to change the colour. Let's do something obviously different here. And now I found out that if you click down here you get some additional options, which is very, very important. So my first question would be here: how do I create a lead-in counting time with a metronome? And I only want the counting time to click, not metronome for the whole entire song. Just want it to go like a one bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then start recording. So I need some kind of counting. I don't seem to see anywhere that you can do it here, but I'm sure it's in front of me. So that's the first question. The second thing is when I want to record takes, I'm going to select to record takes, and takes to layers, because I want to have them in layers like it would work inside.
What are you doing?
Inside.
Oh, sorry, I can't talk now, is it? What?
So the next thing is the mixer. So so I clicked on the mix. I don't need the browser for the moment. Normally I'd see the input showing there. I'm not seeing it at the moment. It's for a mono. If I go to my inputs over the left here, you can see that they're showing up. I'll assume I have to arm it and take this off. So I've armed it, it's ready. For some reason I've got 3 inputs where I've only got 1 realistically, so I don't know why that's the case. So I don't know which one is assigned to this. You can see there I've got audio 1 and audio 2. Maybe I've got a, looks like I've got a stereo mic maybe. It still doesn't make no sense as to why I've got 3. I'm not entirely sure there. So I'll bring this down because it's clipping. Input gain, and then I'm gonna just solo this when I'm doing this. So I need to know the shortcut to set my left and right markers. At the moment all I know is that when I hold down the control key I can zoom in and out. I'm not quite sure, is it shift key? I need to set left and right markers for an area. Is that it? Okay, so it's at the top there. Select in an area. but I need a hotkey to be able to set the left and right marker. So that's question number 2. How do I set markers? I'm going to put it into loop mode, and I'm going to start recording. Now if I right click on this, I would normally see one here called expand folders. I assume because there's no folder tracks there at the moment, there is none, but I don't want it to expand automatically, if that makes sense. So I want all the takes to just keep within inside the track. So I'm going to record. This is take 1, 2, 3, 4. When it gets to the end of the loop, it's going to do 2. Now we're in take 2. It's recording take 2, and then it's going to go into 3. This is take 3, and then I'm going to stop at take 3. So you notice the second that I stop, these folder tracks here are automatically expanding. Now I don't know how to collapse these, other than probably the longer way of doing it, to go to here and collapsing them there. I would prefer it if after I've done my takes it doesn't expand, or I have the option to do that. So when I right click, it's not doing anything at the moment. I'll just close this. When I right click, see this expand layout, it's turned off. But there must be a button there, and for some reason I did find a button on my previous attempt. There was a little button somewhere around here that allowed me to expand them and close them, expand them, etc. But for now I need to expand them, and this brings me to the next thing. So I've got my takes, take 1, 2 and 3, and I can see that take 3 is the one that's been put at the top as my primary take. I'm going to push take 1 to the top, so it is there, right there now.
Adam just said to me,
I've just changed the colours of the tracks so I can make them identical. Now I don't like this look of them at the moment, they seem to be ghosted, so I can't really see the colour of them very well. I know that it's trying to denote that they're kind of takes, but I would prefer to see the true colour of these. But they're very ghosted colour, not very helpful at this moment in time. I understand why they're doing it though. So the next thing for me is to be able to audition these takes. Now I assume this some kind of audition tool. I assume this would be it, one of these, a listen tool, and I should be able to listen to part, and then I'm going, it's recording, and then I'm going to, it would be nice if I could switch quickly between these tools, or there's a universal way of doing it. I'm looking for a better workflow. So let's say I'm going to solo this and just listen to this, and then I'm going to stop at take 3. We're in take 2. It's recording take 2, and then it's going to go into, now we're in take 3, and then I'm going to stop at take, for the end of the loop it's going to do 2. So I'm going to select a couple of areas here. So the next thing I want to ask is, I've just selected an area for a take, I've done the here, like etc. My question is what do I want to do? What do I have to do to undo a take? Let's say for instance I want to revert back to the original take again on this area. How do I do that? I want to revert back to the original. Is that how you do it? I've just gone to there, I want to put it back to the original. Like that. Might be a better way of doing it. In this particular case I need the quantize off. Is there a button that I can press just to turn it off, rather than inside inside, I don't think it's quantize, it's not quantize. I need to turn the locking off so it's synchronized to the locking of the bar, so I've got freedom of movement with the movement there. Only at this present time, because I've not synced the audio up to audio. But in reason I could turn the snapping off. I think it must be here or something. Snapping, I need to turn it off, really. Would that do it? Yeah, that's better. Okay, I think. So there's those questions there. So my next question is if I want to use the auto tune feature now, I don't want to have these expanded layers. I want to apply auto tune. Where do I get to the auto tune plugin that comes with this? And do I have to bounce down my takes so that it's one take? And if I do have to bounce down these takes, how is this done? So they're the main questions for the moment. In just for that alone, and I think that's a pretty good start as far as that's concerned. Yeah.